Finn.
You don't need to be nervous.
What is going on there? Finn, do you want to stay over here? Where should I go? Doesn't matter. I'll go here. Finn.
Go see Maya.
Finn. Scary. Hi, Reed. Hi, buddy.
Go see Maya.
Finn.
Go see Maya.
Finn. Yeah, come here. Wow, good job. Oh, it's okay. Reed. Good job. All right,
Good.
let's see. Can you sit? Where are you going? Can you come over here?
Keep target.
Come over here.
Good.
Can you sit? Can you sit? Good. Reed. Can you sit? Good.
Good. Good.
Work on
Are we
touching.
staying?
Can you sit? Touch.
We dropped a piece of chicken. It's down here.
Touching is important, not for petting. Can you sit? Touch. But if we have to do anything,
Can you sit? Good.
sit.
Paw.
Touch.
Good.
Like injections, or we have to feel their body and see if there are any changes, or treat them for anything. Is he
Good.
scary? Can you sit? Touch. It's important
Good.
that they're comfortable with us touching them, but it's not petting.
Touch.
Sit.
Good.
Touch. Touch. Good job. Good. Touch.
Touch.
So like up here on their neck, if we had to give like a sub-Q.
Touch.
Sit. Touch. Vaccine. You'd have to like
Sit.
hold it. Stick them.
Sit. Good.
We have not had to trim their nails yet.
Touch.
Sit.
Wow.
Touch.
Marcelinus 543 resubbed for 4 months.
People pug, wow.
Professor
Sit.
L Mundus
Touch.
subbed for the first time.
Touch. Sit. Good.
So if you're just joining, come here. You sit. Touch. We're training the touch behavior in case we have to do anything with them to treat them for something. Sit. Touch. Or for like voluntary injections. If they're comfortable with us touching over here. Sit.
People pug, wow.
Touch.
Slevin
I don't know if you've
subbed for
seen
the
a dog or
first
something
time.
get a vaccine, but you'll pull up their skin and give them like a sub-Q injection, that kind of thing. Read. Sit. Touch. So it's
Again.
important that they get comfortable with us touching them like that, so that they can do voluntary
I'm out,
husbandry
sir.
behaviors like that. Sit.
You
Touch.
ate them all.
Does that make sense?
Wow.
No, I thought you just wanted to pet them. No, it's not petting. Sit. Touch. It's just so they're comfortable with us touching them. This is an American red fox. Sit. Touch. He's not red. He's gray because he was bred for the pet trade. He was a confiscation from the illegal pet trade in California. He's scary, huh? Okay. Sit. Touch. Oh, over here. Sit. Touch. Good job. So foxes don't make good pets. Sit. Touch. It's really unfair for them to be pets because they like being outside. Finn likes hunting bugs, and he likes when it rains, and he likes playing with Reed outside. Sit. Touch. But there are a lot of foxes that are exploited by the pet trade and the fur trade. So we have them here to teach people about that. Finn's, unfortunately, non-releasable. Sit. Because he was born and raised in captivity, so he eats fast. He doesn't know how to take care of himself in the wild, so he's never had the opportunity to live like a wild fox. Sit. Touch. That's the last one. That's all I got. And so he's in captivity. For all of the animals that we have at Alveus, they're non-releasable. So their options are either remain under human care in captivity or euthanasia. And for us, they function as ambassadors to teach people about why foxes shouldn't be pets for these guys and why you shouldn't purchase furs. People breed foxes all different colors for the fur trade as well. Finn is an example of that color breeding. Don't they pee everywhere? They do. Foxes scent post. So any new thing that you put in their enclosure, they will pee on and they will poop on, and it's their way of showing that they were there. And so in your house, they'll do the same thing. Foxes are also omnivores. I don't know if you can see in that bowl, but he has snap peas and blackberry and sweet potato and zucchini and squash. And so they'll eat berries and stuff like that. And one of their ecological niches is to seed disperse. So they'll eat those berries and they'll run around and poop everywhere. And it helps with forestry growth because they're literally planting seeds. But you don't want that in your house because they'll run around and poop all around your house, which is not ideal. They're getting fox kibble. It's like a special formulated fox kibble. Breeding for color, not just with foxes, with anything, just comes from artificial selection. So you pick which individuals to breed, and they try to get a specific color out of specific individuals.
Somebody mentioned the difference between the face shapes of Finn and Reed.
Pipopog, wow.
Hirogarung resubbed for 25 months.
Thank you.
Can also be attributed to Finn's history as a fox that was bred for certain reasons.
Yeah. People that want pet
a lot
foxes
different.
want them to act just like dogs. They want them to be excited to see people and not be afraid of people and know how to go to the bathroom outside and walk on a leash. But they want to say that they have a fox because they think it's cooler. So when people are breeding foxes in captivity for the pet trade, a lot of times they'll just start looking more like dogs. His color does exist in the wild. I don't know what the number is. I think it's pretty uncommon, but it can happen naturally. Is it your enrichment? What's in there? Wow.
More kibble, but it's a pretty tough tube.
Yeah.
And some egg, too.
What about that Russian experiment that domesticated foxes? Yeah, so over the course of like 50 years in Russia, they took a bunch of foxes and were trying to domesticate them to be pets. And so after, I don't know how many years it took for them to start seeing the traits, but they started getting foxes that did not have a natural fear of people when they were born. They played fetch, they were piebald, so like they had spots, their ears started drooping, they had floppy ears. They were literally just turning them into dogs or trying to make them into dogs. But people still will spend like $8,000 to go over there and get one and bring them back to try to make them pets in the States. And then most people realize that foxes are not dogs, and I would not want to have one of these guys in my house. Because of the amount they sent post, they don't act like dogs. They're very different. You have to pay way more attention to them than your dog. Like, I can go sit in my house and not pay attention to my dog for like a couple hours and not be nervous about it. You could not do that with these foxes. They're not the same.
I think people don't realize that their behavior is a lot less predictable, too.
Yeah. That's what I was like trying to get at. Is like you can't just sit there with a fox and like pet it without looking at it. Like that's not like a dog. Get in there, buddy. Good job. Did you use the auto cat toy yet? No, but the ball that makes the funny sounds is in here. Reed was playing it with it the other day. Are they still running that program? I think so. I don't know for sure, but I think they are. Do they scream a lot? These guys vocalize. I don't know if it is screaming. These two make noise when Kayla, Lindsay, and Ella are in the crow enclosure because they know that they're gonna come up here next. And so they get really excited and they make a lot of noise. And then at night, Reed makes noises sometimes too. Someone said, why do they have 5 front toes but 4 back toes? Like the dew claw? Do you know? I don't know. I think the dew claw though is,
Excuse me.
what is the word for like not necessary? It's No, it's like, chat knows what I'm talking about. But yeah.
Vestigial something? Eventually
Yeah.
evolution will just kind of see it out.
Yeah. Spare. Yeah, that too.
Don't get your nose stuck in there, Reed.
Oh my god, Finn. Holy moly.
I mentioned that the other day. I was talking about the corner of our eyes is where our third eyelid used to be. Like that's all that's left of it.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I'm pretty sure that's true.
Why do foxes hate cardboard so much? They're not biting that because they hate cardboard. They're biting it because there's kibble inside.
There's snacks inside
of the cardboard. So they're trying to get to the kibble.
It's kind of like a double forage feeder situation. So they have to get in it, but as they break it open, it's also going to scatter more food all over the ground, and they're going to have to find it. Mm-hmm. It keeps them busy for a little bit.
So Finn, like I said, was a confiscation from the illegal pet trade in California. So somebody tried to have him as a pet, and that's illegal. And then Reed was orphaned as a baby in the wild and was raised by people in California. So it's also a non-releasable animal. I think I didn't see the chatters because I was working with Finn. I think a lot of people don't like seeing animals in captivity, or they don't like seeing animals in cages, and they want to see them let out and they want to see them wild. And so do we. We would love for these animals to be in the wild, but they were never given that opportunity because of the way they were raised. Look at them go. So all we can do is give them the best lives possible under human care. So they have a pretty large enclosure. We kept some natural trees in here. They get enrichment, like you guys are watching them play with right now. They get training sessions every day. And, you know, we keep them as happy as they can be, and then they have the opportunity to teach people about their wild counterparts and how you guys can help them, why you don't want them as pets, and then also about the fur industry. And we find that option for them to be better than euthanizing them because they can't survive in the wild otherwise.
I also usually, when I talk about Reed, because I know he was picked up when he was quite young, talk about the fact that very often young animals or small animals people see and they immediately think that they need to help them, and that's not always the case.
Yeah,
So,
I always say
like-
people forget baby animals exist
Yeah.
in the wild.
So, like, a fox that was as young as Reed was, he very well could have been exactly where he was supposed to be. He could have been very close to his den. He could have been adventuring as he got a little bit older, and somebody saw him and thought, oh no, he obviously needs help. I'm going to pick him up. But sometimes when humans interfere that way, that leads to a situation that doesn't exactly please humans later down the road. So anytime you see an animal that you think needs help, it's best to not interfere unless the circumstances are dire, in which case by all means. But if you see an animal that you think needs help, contact somebody first who is more knowledgeable in the behaviors of those animals and can tell you whether or not that animal might actually need your interference. Because there's a good chance that Reed was just fine. Mm-hmm. And because somebody picked him up and raised him, he cannot be released.